Deer camp can take on numerous different forms, shapes, and sizes, but for me, every November 13th through the 18th, it looks exactly like this. The journey north starts with a caravan of trucks and trailers heading up the interstate, then highway, then county roads. The first stop each year is at a small cafe for breakfast, then follows the rest of the trek into the national forest. Most people call it public land, but this 384 square foot patch has been home to our shanty since before I was born. And these few square miles of timber have been hunted by our family for over 60 years. In all of those years, there has never once been a record book buck killed in these here parts, but if you ask us, there's been plenty of trophies taken regardless of the size. Well, except for Uncle Bimmer. By some supernatural force of nature, he's never ever shot a deer in 6 decades of sitting in the woods. But he definitely makes up for it with the contagious laugh he brings to the camp.
And I remember we put chains on Jim's, I think it was a 49 Chevy. Mm-hmm. And the chains were whop, whop, whop. Knocked holes right in the back of the wells.
The hunting could definitely get better, but the memories, well, those are just priceless. The same stories are told around the campfires every year with hearty laughs, almost as if we'd never heard them before. They just never get old. It's the things that don't go as planned that make for the best stories, and most years we're lucky enough to add a couple more stories to recount for the next decade or two. As you can imagine, that year Brian fell into the outhouse hole has brought innumerable laughs throughout the years. I'm an archery hunter and conservationist at heart, but every November 15th, I unapologetically join the Orange Army and look for that Michigan 8. Most years he doesn't come around, but that seems to matter less and less each year. If we are honest with ourselves, being up north with family and friends is probably more about what we're actually hunting for each year at camp. Whatever your camp looks like and wherever it's located, I hope you find that old swamp buck, bull, high country ram, or billy, or whatever it is that you're after. But make sure you know what you're really hunting for this season. Sure, it's great to have a full buck pull or at least some meat in the bed of the truck on your way home, but as we know, that's just the icing on the cake. I'll admit that I'm not quite there yet, but I have a feeling the inches of antler or horn will matter a little less and less as each year passes and as our number of remaining hunts here on Earth dwindles. But as for now, I hope your campfires burn bright and the laughs are even brighter. At least that's the way I like to see it.